Hi guys!
Hi!
Thank you for attending our lecture today.
We're so happy to be here, and we're going to share with you today some of our thoughts, some of our experiences, some of our exercises, just basically some of the things we think are important for dancing.
And the first idea is that you always have to be on the same page with your partner.
Same page. Anastasia, what are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
Well, you're supposed to be at home team.
This is my quarantine. I had time. I want to practice.
Yeah, I know. You came in, I know. Me too, but that's why you're here. You're here because you wanted to be better than me. I know that.
I want to be better than anybody.
Oh, okay. Yeah, including me. I want to be better than you. And
I'm warmed up. I'm ready to practice. Are you ready?
All right, let's do it.
And after you accomplish being on the same page,
a strap is important to use. You have a strap here.
Victor, go for the order of the things
I am
you
going
put in
through
on.
it.
No, you're not. And this is something I use. Victor, can you be quiet? We finished on the.
I don't understand what you.
After you change it, will help us to continue sharing the position. Victor!
No.
If you get there.
If you get there. I think the most important thing for us has always been exercises. We know you all do a lot of exercises. We have some exercises that we do religiously every time before we start practicing that basically just gets our bodies
It helps
working.
us to warm up, and by warming up we're also building the strength and also muscle memory, which later carries on us through any dancing.
Absolutely, because there's a lot of things that repeat. So the first thing are your feet and legs.
Yes,
Here's
it's
the
very
first
important.
exercise.
And we would like to show it to you so you can see how we're doing this, and please pay attention to where is our body, where are our legs, how we're bending the joints, and how much strength we have in it.
Okay, so guys, we're going to show you our first exercise, which is concentrating on the feet and legs. And so what we're going to do is have Anastasia turn slightly so she can see. And she's going to, what you're going to do is you're going to stand on one foot, and 10 times you're going to go up and down on that foot. So as you can see, she's standing on the right foot, it's going up and down. And what this does is this really focuses on your strengthening your muscles around your ankle, your feet, and your calves. As you can see, the head, shoulder, ribs, hips, knees are all lined up over the base, and there's no deviation of her body. Still vertical. You can see her feet are still moving up and down very accurately. Normally, we have one foot stronger than the other, and this will make sure that both of them get strong.
And another exercise is for the lowering part. So if I ask Victor to stand on one of his right foot, pick up the left one, and now he's going to go down by bending the knee. And you can see when he's bending 3 joints. Hip joint, knee joint, and ankle joint. Those 3 joints are going to bend at the same time with the same amount.
10.
Good job. This is very important because his body goes straight down and straight up without actually changing it. Oh. Still standing because the core is very strong.
No, I'm ticklish. 10. Okay, so for the last exercise, still working on feet, knees, and the strength of your legs. So what we're going to do is we're going to stand on one foot, same like before, but we're going to go up on our toes. And what we're going to do then is 10 times down without lowering the heel. Now you can see her heel staying up. She's aiming for a 45-degree angle of her heel. Okay, still very accurate, very vertical. The legs should act like a piston that goes vertically up and down. So you can see again, head, shoulder, ribs, hips, line up over the foot. Okay, so she's on the left one now, and I encourage all of you to try this. And the most important thing is to make sure that it's accurate and done correctly. Okay, even if you can't do 10 in the beginning, do maybe 1 or 2 or 3, but work your way up to 10. So you can see she's going straight up and down, and it really strengthens up the thigh, the calves, the muscles around the ankle, and the feet. 10 times, yeah. That's a good
and
one.
also, I think for ladies it's a little bit more challenging because first of all we have a heel which transfers our weight slightly forward. So for the weight balance, it's going to be a little bit harder.
Yeah, it's not that hard. It's
You
really
think
not that.
so?
No, it's not that hard. I mean,
You
mine's
think it's
is
not
what
hard?
half. No, it's not.
Can you do that?
You think I can't do it?
We should see.
So which one first?
So when you do this exercise, you stand on your toe, you're picking up another foot, and then you're going up and down. And the heel is staying up and not dropping down. Good job, Victor Fung. Please change your foot.
I can do it.
Please try it at home.
Well, this is not easy.
You look good, Victor. Very good.
Then it's good.
You felt that it's actually more challenging for the ladies to keep
Well,
our
for sure.
posture and have a core in the right place and not
absolutely.
fall apart.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. When you're on a higher elevated heel, you definitely felt like I had to work my ankles, my knees, my hips a lot more.
So we have to be really aware as a ladies, where's our core, where's our shoulders, where's our head, to have a beautiful posture. And that takes strength, and for this we have another exercise.
Yep, for sure. We got an exercise that honestly all of our students really hated, but we love giving it to them. Okay, so Anastasia's
And
going to show
if you
it.
are still on the couch, please get up and do it with us.
Stand up and do it, and you guys are going to hopefully love us after this, because your dancing is going to really improve. Okay, so posture. This is what we're focusing on. This is the exercise. So what Anastasia is going to do is she's going to stand on her toes. Again, the angle is 45 degrees. She's going to put her two hands up, touch the middle fingers together as if she's trying to touch the ceiling. Okay, and she's going to stand there. She's going to stand there for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes, 5 minutes. And just stand there and actually see how long she can stand there. And this is the perfect exercise, and I'll tell you why. So really what we have to do when we have good postures, we have to get the blocks of weight, we call them blocks of weight in our body, lined up. Okay, that's the head, shoulder, ribs, hips, okay? Basically like the Empire State Building, it's gotta be vertical. Like any building, it's gotta be set right, okay? So if I can just ask her to turn to the side, that's perfect, okay? So you can see that she's got the center of the head, center of the shoulder, center of the ribs, center of the feet. Now it's over her toes, which is a smaller base than her heel, all right? So she's gotta be pretty accurate with that. So in order to do that, I just wanna point out a few things, is that there's a bone right here at the back of her head called the occipital bone, right? This big bump back here, right? That point is really lined up over her heel, okay? That's partly good posture. The center of gravity, which is here, center of levity here, that's lined up over her toe. It's very important that those two are in opposition. You see, everything in dancing is in opposition. I stretch right, I'm out of balance, until I stretch left. Make sense? So, she's taking the occipital bone back while she takes the center of levity forward. It's those 2 points that she's very aware of. Body forward, head back. Remember, everything in dancing is done in 2 opposite directions. Body forward, head back, okay? So now you can see she's got great balance. She's got great posture, okay? In comparison, in contrast to my posture, before I have my Starbucks, this is back, head's forward. This is normal, okay? Instead, we have to put occipital bone back, center levity forward. You see how beautiful that is? Now you see how still she is? That is a sign of how strong her feet and legs are. To maintain her posture. It all comes from the feet.
And the core and the back.
And the core and the back, a voice from beyond. Okay, so she's got strong core, she's got strong back. You see she's got a slight curve. It's called what we call the frontal curve. From her hips all the way through her body, out through the top of her head. Can you see that direction? Now she hasn't moved an inch. She hasn't even moved a millimeter. She's so steady, so still. Are you okay?
I'm good.
You doing okay?
I'm great.
I don't know how long has that been? Maybe a couple minutes already? Let's see how long she can go. I think she can go even longer. Right, so that's the most important thing I think about posture. Of course, there are other curves. There's a sway curve, there's a twist and a rotational curve. But the frontal curve, I think, is, for both of us, is the most important. So this is great. Now, you can see her hands are all the way up there. Her arms are above her shoulders. So we never put our arms in this position when we're dancing. We always put it somewhat above, slightly above shoulder level, okay? So when she puts it at that height, it's gonna feel so comfortable, so easy. Now, I know all of you have gotten up off your couches, you've gotten up off your chairs, and you're doing this as well. Are you still standing? Are you still standing with a great posture and on your toes? Now, take a look. She hasn't moved one little bit. That's how strong she is, okay? You're pretty strong, aren't you?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think you're just pretty strong.
And this is something I use in addition to dancing practices, which I think can help you to make you stronger and allow you to do anything you want.
pretty strong. I mean, she's very. I mean, I'm strong. She's pretty strong, right?
Everybody does it.
Well, yeah, everybody does it, but you know, it's when you do it like how you do it, it's pretty crazy. So.
Well, I believe that if you can add any activity outside of the dancing practices, that will be very helpful because you can build up strength in your core, strengthen your arms.
Strong is your core.
It's strong.
It's strong, okay.
So that's going to help you when you're practicing to pick up the arms and know exactly where they are, and then your muscles are going to support them for the ladies and of course for the men.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, like when I practice, I definitely use certain things to help. You remember you made me that strap.
Yes,
right?
I'm actually
you made me that strap.
a strap
really
for
helped.
him.
Yeah. You made well, she actually sewed 2 straps, and it really helped a lot for my frame to keep it consistent. Okay, guys, so we're going to talk about posture and frame, particularly about the frame, and what we have actually used, what Anastasia's actually made for me to particularly help the frame and keep the steadiness of the frame is a strap. Okay, so it's a very, very simple strap. You can get Joanne's fabric or Michael's fabric. Thank you. And so very simple, it's like a 1 inch, and you can make the length as whatever your distance of your arms that you need.
You just do 1 stitch and that's it. In addition, you can use any of fitness straps, and you just tie them together and you have the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's pretty easy.
So it's a very simple tool, but what it does is it teaches you guys and teaches us, particularly us guys, to how to keep the consistency in the frame, okay? So, as all of you know, when we're talking about the frame, the elbows stretch outward, okay? They stretch to the side, right elbow to the side, left elbow to the side, and diagonally forward, okay? But the thing is, once we start moving, the shoulder joint starts to turn, and the muscles surrounding the shoulders, the bicep, the shoulder, the pectoral, the lateral muscles, they start to relax. Okay, so this is a great way to actually feel and maintain the tension and the consistency of the points of the elbows of the frame. Okay, so here's what I do. I take this, put it around my neck, put it on my wrist, and then I stretch it out. Okay, immediately what that does is that turns the shoulder joint so that that elbow, the right elbow, must point diagonally upward. Okay, so it doesn't want to point downward, it points diagonally upward. So I'm pulling that in a downward and a diagonally downward direction, from the wrist to the neck, okay? So that's the right side. So you can see the stretch of the elbow, and now as I move, it stays consistent, okay? So now I'm no longer moving my shoulder joint, which many of us guys do a lot. I'm moving my body, my feet, my ankles, and my knees and my hips to create the action.
And if you have a second one?
You have a second one, you can do it, wrap it around the neck. Again, put it, try not to let your partner do this. Put it around the wrist and do the same thing. So you can see. So you can see there's a little bit of stretch in the neck, but this is very good for maintaining that consistency. So now when I move around, so you can see, my elbows are in the same place. So no matter what I do, now it all comes from my base, from my feet, my knees, and my ankles, and my body.
And it's a great exercise to do any dance.
Yeah, so can you see now, if I turn around, the consistency in my elbows is now maintained. And now, I'm no longer pulling my partner, I'm no longer pulling Anastasia with my right hand or my left hand, which is a big tendency for us. I know I look like I've got a cast on, right? So when I stretch it out, I maintain a certain level of tension in the muscles. You do need tone, you do need tension in order to maintain the joints in the correct place, okay? In the relatively correct place, okay? So by doing this stretch, I feel the equal and opposite direction. Remember, everything in dancing is done in opposition. Stretch right, I have to stretch left. If I only stretch right, I'm out of balance. If I only stretch left, I'm out of balance. If I stretch right and stretch left, then I'm in balance, but in a more toned way. So my elbow, my right elbow is going out to the right, my left elbow is going out to the left. Now I have the width. This is the most important part of the frame, is maintaining that shoulder joint, not allowing it to turn too much, because that's when we get funny chicken wings and things like that, okay?
And for us ladies, we can use that as well. So additionally, basically you put the strap around your neck, and you can do the same as men, keep it to the wrist, and it will give you a nice connection to the wrist, and the head is gonna stay there. And then if you double it up, this will go a little bit more around my elbow. You can play around with this, it doesn't have to be the same way. The most important that this strap needs to be connected to man's wrist. You can triple it up. And then man's wrist is gonna come right through.
So it goes underneath.
So there is a stretch and connection.
And connects to her arm. So it goes underneath the strap, connects to the arm. And that way, I'm gonna place it there. My hand is connected to her shoulder blade and her head now. So no matter what I do, it's still connected.
I have no choice rather than staying connected to his wrist. My head position is going to stay right there, connected to his wrist, and that's what will help us to keep a good space.
So you can see now that Anastasia's head is connected to her left shoulder, which is connected to my right hand. So we maintain that right side to right side position. Very, very easy for the ladies to come inside, but not with the strap. With the strap, she always feels connected to my hand, and my hand, my wrist, my right wrist always feels connected to her head and her shoulder. Yeah?
Now I think time to have some vitamin C.
All right, so to continue strengthening up your frame, you know, the frame is not held up, your arms are not held up by your arms. Your arms are held up by your pectoral and your latoral muscles. So we need some help to straighten them up. It's just like anything when you go to the gym, you lift weights, right? But instead of weights, I don't like weights. I like weights somewhat. I like something else. So you take a regular shopping bag, you place it on your arm, up to your elbow, because it's very important that the elbow is the point of reference. Same thing here. Okay. Oh,
you can use weights.
My left arm is bigger than my right.
You can use weights, but we thought for the current situation that would be the best thing.
Right, so you're going to be placed on your forearms, and you're just going to fill it up with oranges. Now make sure it's equal. Right. Now I'm really strong, so she's going to have she's got a lot of oranges to fill up. It's like shopping. Can you see that? So what it does is you're going to feel the weight in your arms, but don't keep your arms up by your arms. You got to keep them up by your pectoral and your latoral muscles. So there's an outward, much more. There's an outward stretch. Right. Come on, you can keep going. So I know you guys are trying this at home. Now you don't need to use oranges. You can use grapefruits. Grapefruits are bigger than oranges. You can use avocados. What else can you use? Apples. You can actually use weights if you want. You can use lemons. I don't know, anything.
And then if you're upset with your partner, you just do that.
And
then you can talk and explain anything you want to while he's actually working on keeping his arms up.
When I have to keep them up. Thank you. Very nice. Good.
Vitamin C. So ready?
Well, I'm holding 2 bags of oranges.
That's why you need to do TRX.
Well, yeah,
that's
TRX.
really good.
Well, I don't do TRX, but I do Insanity.
Insanity is
cool. So, hey, that was mine.
Vitamin C.
There we go.
So, this is just an exercise and you don't have to use oranges. You can use any weights because that's going to help you to do something else. Yeah. But in the meantime, at the moment while you're at home, and vitamin C is a big thing at the moment to help you, you can do that.
Yeah, for sure.
But after you build up the strength, with oranges or without, the next thing would be to actually start dancing. We're talking about movement of our body. You can turn, you can sway, you can shape, all of this. You can choose any amount or any quantity.
The thing is, it's not about holding a box. Many of us feel that with our frame and our posture, we get a box. But it's not actually about a box. It's about actually motion, movement of our bodies.
Together, at the same time.
In a coordinated way.
In a harmony. And our favorite part is actually dancing itself when we move in our body. So we have a rib cage right here. There are hips, feet, arms, head, everything is going to be involved. We'll start with the rib cage. The rib cage can turn, it can sway.
Which is sideways action.
And it can also bend slightly forward to create a frontal. So if you all can just stand and do it with us, when we turn, only 45 degrees.
So from there it's diagonal?
Just a little
diagonal.
bit. And now we turn more. We turn almost 90 degrees.
Almost 90 degrees.
And then you can turn more, as much as you can, to twist your body.
3/4 turn.
That's pretty good, Victor.
I'm trying to be flexible.
Great. And now we're going to do a sideways action. So we're going to do sideways, just a little bit.
So we can have like 30 degrees, 45 degrees.
And then try to
degrees.
go down like you want to pick up something from the floor till the very end.
Again, keeping your hips stable, keeping your hips, your center, a gravity line, stable as you do it.
And then if you can put together 3 actions of the turn, sway, and a little bit of the frontal. You put it together, so you turn, you sway, and frontal. So what it will do, it will create a lot of activity.
Right, while keeping your head still and your hips steady. That's how you can increase the flexibility in your waist and also in your neck.
And you can do the same in your hips. You can turn your hips. You can sway your hips.
Which is sideways.
And they slightly can go, they can bend and they can go forward
and backward
as the pendulum swing.
Right.
Now when you put this together, where your rib cage and your hips are still moving in coordination with each other and in balance, that's what will give us motion and more actual togetherness. So if you do it together,
so you can see what I'm doing is I'm doing just sway now. This is just rotation. Okay, now diagonally, combining the two, will move with more motion and activity. Bearing in mind that we still have to have the stability of our feet, stability of our hips, as well as the stability of the relationship of our heads.
And in the center part, somewhere where you have a center of the gravity, it's around the belt. Center of the levity is a little bit higher, which is more connected to your frame. Somewhere here. I'm gonna feel as a lady, somewhere in between there is a connection and communication of Victor to me. So when he does this motion actions, I'm actually gonna feel if I should turn my head, if I should sway my head, when, how, and where.
So you can see that moment, that point, that center of levity is directly connected to her head. So really she's reacting to all the little activity of my center of levity, all the turn, the sway, the frontal, all of that. So you can see, now I can move her head without moving using my hands quite a lot. You see that? So there's still a steady frame, but I'm very active with my body. She is doing all of this as a reaction to me. So we can have quite a lot of fun with this. And that's what makes dancing so interesting. Can you see?
A lot of fun.
How's your head?
It's good.
No headache?
No.
With all that shaking? No?
No,
Okay,
no.
that's good.
Also, you know, it's very important when you're practicing and you're getting ready for competition, how you actually communicate.
Yeah.
And we never fight.
No, we don't fight. Never
Never.
fight.
I can.
Yeah, I guess we never fight. We never fight, no.
No.
No, never fight.
We just have sometimes slight disagreements.
Slight?
Just slight.
No,
but
we
those,
have disagreements.
But those disagreements actually makes us who we are as a couple and
Sure,
helps us
yeah.
to develop and to achieve certain things.
Absolutely, yeah.
And we believe it's very, very important that any couple needs to be on the same page as we started and
Yep.
have same goals.
Yeah.
Because if you have the same goal, all the elements are going to fall into the places. And even sometimes you disagree.
Well, yeah. I mean, we
It's gonna
always,
help.
yeah, we always have the same goals. I mean, we always want to be successful in our dancing, but you know, your route and my route, they're sometimes different, you know?
Most of the time.
Well, yeah, most of the time they're different, but the goal is still the same, and we both know that we have the very best intention to get to that goal. You know, one of the things that we always think are important is that we never use you or me, those words, but we always try to use we. Now, of course, obviously, I'd say 9 times out of 10 that doesn't happen. We always think
we
about
try.
our perspective and things like that, but yeah, we always try.
Another approach which really helped us, I would say last couple of years, is that we start looking at there is Victor, there is me, and then there is dancing. And the dancing
thing that we're
actually is the
working on.
third thing, and we're working on that and not working on each other. And by working on another thing and not on each other, it makes it not so personal, but makes us as a team.
Yeah.
And
Because
it's easy to achieve things.
yeah, because if you think that we don't argue, we argue. I mean, we argue
Sometimes.
many times, and we both come from very different backgrounds, and we both have different opinions, and we both have different ways of thinking and viewing things. But somehow it still works. Somehow we're able to come together at the end of the day and make everything work in the dancing. So, you know, we both know that she has the best intention, I have the best intention, and we just find a way to make it work. Sometimes I give a little bit, and sometimes she gives a little bit. She makes me cry most of the time. I never make her cry. So, you know, we find a way to make things work. And, you know, that's part of the psychology of dancing. It's not just mechanical. It's not just, you know, an empty box, an empty shell. It's got all the good stuff inside. And I think that's what makes dancing so, for both of us, so interesting.
And it's super important that you don't just work with each other on something, but you also support each other and you're trying to bring the best out of each other. For example, sometimes we found ourselves to be in the most unusual experience ever.
Oh, yeah.
And we had to help each other to bring the best out of it. Like, for example, I never ever thought I would be running in the winter gardens behind Victor.
Oh, yeah.
Professional British Championship quick step results. First, from the United States.
Well, there was also that one time when I woke up at 4 a.m. in Blackpool, and I just didn't expect to hear in the living room of the flat that we were staying at, Anastasia bouncing up and down with practicing someone else's jive. It was crazy.
Well, I danced jive, but you actually stayed naked.
Not naked. Not naked. I had little something
In
around.
the winter gardens, in front of
Wow.
everybody.
Yeah, that was unexpected.
That was something.
Not planned.
And there is one more thing. Since we're all at the moment in the same situation, there is a great time to help each other. And there is a GoFundMe page, which all donation is going to go towards helping dancers that really need help at the moment.
Affected the most by this whole coronavirus.
And any contribution would be really appreciated and will go a long way.
We have a link on our Facebook page. You can just go there and just check out the link.
And
One more thing.
just one more.
Gosh, this is kind of big.
Here it is.
So we have our first competition that we're organizing. It's New Orleans Dance Open Championships, August 5th to August 9th. Hope to see you there. So thank you once again to Dance Vision for giving us this opportunity. Thank you all of you for joining us. Hopefully we'll help you with some of our dancing tips. And hopefully you had some fun and
We had fun.
we had a good time.
Stay healthy, stay safe, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
See you soon.
In a dancing studio.
Yep. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Relax, relax. We're gonna get there.
And action.
So looking forward. So ready to practice. Anastasia. Oh my gosh.
But I'm warmed up and I can do
Yeah,
right away.
yeah,
Let's do
you're trying to
quick
beat me. I know you're trying to
step.
beat
Let's do
me.
quick step.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Welcome to our Dance Vision online lecture. Put it around the wrist, do the same thing. So you can see. Hi guys.
Hi.
Welcome to our Dance Vision online lecture.
Scene 1, take 8, and action.
Hi guys.
Hi. Able to share with you our thoughts.
Sail. Sail again.
Did you say sell?
Yes.
You're trying to beat me. You're trying to outdance me. No, you're not gonna outbeat. No, you're not gonna outbeat. What? Anastasia, what are you doing here? Hi everyone.
Hi.
My name is Victor Fung and
I'm Anastasia Muravyeva. We're very excited to announce that we are the new organizers of the New Orleans Dance Sport Championships.
this is a fantastic competition that's going to be held August 5th to 9th, and it'll be at the beautiful city of New Orleans.
At the most luxurious hotel, which is located in the historic French Quarter.
At the Ritz-Carlton. Who doesn't like the Ritz-Carlton?
Everybody likes it.
I love the Ritz-Carlton. At this competition, we want to bring our own vision and our own idea of what we think a competition should be like.
On Wednesday night,
It's the Big Easy Speakeasy, which is an incredible jazz club, and it's only specific for some VIPs, but we're going to take you there. We're going to have a great time.
and on Friday night, we're gonna have a gala event, invitational showcase where we're gonna feature the best couples, foreign couples.
August 5th to 9th. We're the new organizers. We're super excited, and we can't wait to welcome all of you there. So looking forward to seeing you all.
Come and join us.